What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pain. Because everybody shall know Pain. We're back at it again. A brand new ninja that's gonna be released. I want to say next week because by this happening, we probably gonna most likely get Persian Merchant in our next events. So the information, the talent, and skill was shared by Mr. Feeney, and then Mr. Levi, as you can see at the bottom, has the shows the skill animation, which actually looks pretty cool. So we have Warlord Sakura. They didn't explain if she's going to be an assaulter or a support. I know she's not a vanguard, but I think she's going to be. I think she's going to be an assaulter if I'm just off my speculation. But let's get into her talent. Sakura Illusion Burst. Increase massive agility, HP, and force by percentage. Naturally has 86% speed, 65% damage rate, and 65% avoid injury rate. When this ninja is alive on the field, increase all allies' speed by 112%, damage reduction by 30%, damage dealt by 30%, increase all allies' HP, Vanguard Assaulter support by 30, 50, 50, decrease all enemy ninjas' attack and damage rate by 30%. Every 10% loss in health makes all allies ignore 10% of enemy defense and increase crit chance by 5%. That's definitely an assaulter. Just that has to be. And that can break the upper limit when attacked. Has a 40% chance to remove all enemies ninjas buffs and 30% chance to make Self and Vanguard enter bond state for 2 rounds. Naturally ignores 55% of enemies' control chances and 150% of reflect damage. Immune to Chaos, Charm, and Death Seed. So let's break this down. Because that talent is really, really good, if you ask me. Speed increase, standard, damage reduction, like that, and then damage dealt. More so probably damage rate, not damage. Well, it would say attack, but it's damage. So I want to say avoid injury rate, and then damage rate is what's getting increased. HP, you gotta love that. You gotta love that. You want to make sure your team survives as long as possible. And I like that she weakens the enemy's attack and damage rate. So overall, not just because usually it's like, oh, I'll weaken your damage rate, but I don't lower your attack. And so you put those together, that's nasty. But here's the thing right here. Every time she loses HP, every 10%, everybody else is going to start ignoring your enemy's defenses. She gets weaker, everybody gets stronger, plus the crit rate comes into play, which is awesome as well. So you break it down to she can get down to basically she could lose 90% of her HP. That means that your team will ignore 90% of the defenses. And then the crit chance is going to be at, 45%? So that's actually pretty crazy. I mean, if you have everybody at 90, that extra 45 that breaks the limit, I mean, you got crit healing, crit fury, and just in general, obviously, just crit damage. That's really good. That's really good. If that's, I would say definitely PvP, but it also can help in PvE just in that sense of, it'll probably take a minute for it to really help in PvE just because how certain stages they don't do that much damage to you. But I know the alien invasion one, that definitely will be helpful just so you can do more damage. But even then, I think my thing is even if you have, because you're ignoring defenses, so that's going to make it where eventually you'll be able to actually do way more damage. But again, she has to get down to literally at least half. Let's say at least half her HP gone, and you're not healing her to be able to take on full advantage of that. But PvP, definitely, really, really good. Removing there's a chance to remove buffs, which is actually crazy. 40%, again, you don't want to be too high because then that's a little too OP. You know what I'm saying? Put it at 50%, 60%. Because even 50% is like, whoa. Because a lot of people can get lucky. But at 40%, you'd be like, man, but you know what? I take it. because you don't want her to be too powerful and then she has to get nerfed. The bond state, I like that as well for her, the Vanguard. So most likely is she has to be an assaulter. She really has to be an assaulter. Reflect damage at 150%. You definitely need that for the. Actually, you don't really need it in that Saints Row stage. Which you got. If you see the video, I was able to beat it without actually worrying about the reflect damage. But this initially you would need that, but you really don't. But even then, there's not many ninjas. There's not many newer ninjas that they have released that has reflect damage. So it's kind of like it's not. My thing is it's not useless, but it's not going to be really taken advantage of per se. But yeah. Oh yeah, I skipped. Oh no, I didn't skip. We talking about the talent. I bet. But yeah, talent's really good. Really, really good. Sakura Illusion Domain. Increase allies Vanguard speed by 8% and attack by 30%. Which that could be. I mean, they would state if they would have stated if it's her which I think it is when she gets reincarnated, or not reincarnated, when her talent gets upgraded or skill get upgraded, but yeah, it has to be that. But that's nice too. I mean, Vanguard, is old school. Yeah, actually that's really good because 30% added to my Kakazu with DOT is insane. So yeah. So her skill, Sakura Illusion Slash. Attack all enemies with 320% growth rate, 90% chance to make enemies enter Chaos for 2 rounds. Has 100% chance to make enemy Assaulter enter Charm for 2 rounds. Makes self and ally Vanguard enter Breaking Wind status for 2 rounds. Remove all allied debuffs. Decrease all enemies' attack and damage rate by 30% for 2 rounds. 68 fear for her and 30 for everybody else. And just in case you don't know, Charm is increase 120% of damage dealt and damage rate. Okay, so correct myself. When I say damage dealt, they would have said damage rate and talent. So damage dealt is almost like final damage per se, because I mean, right here it clearly says it's 2 different things. Damage rate is that percentage, and the damage dealt is the amount of damage that's getting outputted. So yeah. Chaos effect and cannot be dispelled. Okay then. Her skill is pretty light work. Chaos is good, and then the bond. The charm. Oh yeah, so it makes it where at least. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh yeah, she dished out the charm only on the assaulters though, because on everybody that'd be a little too crazy. 100%. I mean, again, you can lower the chances. But that's something like the breaking wind status. The breaking wind status. I think that's either. I think that's like increasing your attack and defense. It's something increasing. I forgot what it was. But I like that as well. Taking away enemies' debuffs. That's nice. And then on top of her talent, being able to also decrease the attack and defense, the attack and damage rate by 30%. Make sure it doesn't overlap with other ninjas, but you want to constantly keep their attack and damage rate being decreased over the course of the battle. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.